Good morning. Welcome back to Toddler Tales. Today we are going to do Click, Clack, Moo, Cows That Type. Now, the reason that we're doing this book today and making our policemen and doctors is because yesterday was a holiday called Labor Day. And Labor Day is a holiday that celebrates all of our workers, so every type of job. And we want to celebrate them by giving them a day off work. So we're going to read this, and it's about the cows' jobs. So let's get started with Click, Clack, Moo, Cows That Type by Doreen Cronin. Farmer Brown has a problem. His cows like to type. All day long he hears click, clack, moo, click, clack, moo, clickety-clack, moo. At first, he couldn't believe his ears. Cows that type? Impossible. Click-clack, moo, click-clack, moo, clickety-clack, moo. Then he couldn't believe his eyes. Dear Farmer Brown, the barn is very cold at night. We'd like some electric blankets. Sincerely, the cows. These cows are making demands. It was bad enough the cows had found the old typewriter in the barn. Now they wanted electric blankets? No way, said Farmer Brown. No electric blankets. So the cows went on strike. They left a note on the barn door. Sorry, we're closed. No milk today. So whenever they went on strike, that means that they are not going to work. No milk today, cried Farmer Brown. In the background, he heard the cows busy at work. Click-clack, moo, click-clack, moo, clickety-clack, moo. The next day, he got another note. Dear Farmer Brown, the hens are cold too. They'd like electric blankets. Sincerely, the cows. So now the cows have included the chickens. The cows were growing impatient with the farmer. They left a new note on the barn door. Closed, no milk, no eggs. No eggs, cried Farmer Brown. In the background, he heard them. Click-clack, moo, click-clack, moo, clickety-clack, moo. Cows that type, hens on strike, who ever heard of such a thing? How can I run a farm with no milk and no eggs? Farmer Brown was furious. You can see him in the background there just throwing up his hands. Farmer Brown got out his own typewriter. Dear cows and hens, there will be no electric blankets. You are cows and hens. I demand milk and eggs. Sincerely, Farmer Brown. I wonder if the cows and the hens are going to give in to his demands. Duck was a neutral party, so he brought the ultimatum to the cows. The cows held an emergency meeting. All the animals gathered around the barn to snoop, but none of them could understand moo. All night long, Farmer Brown waited for an answer. I wonder what their answer is going to be. Duck knocked on the door early the next morning. He handed Farmer Brown a note. Dear Farmer Brown, we will exchange our typewriter for electric blankets. Leave them outside the barn door, and we will send Duck over with the typewriter. Sincerely, the cows. Oh. Did they find a solution? Farmer Brown decided this was a good deal. He left the blankets next to the barn door and waited for Duck to come with the typewriter. So you could see they've all got a blanket. They're all nice and warm at night in the barn. The next morning he got a note. Dear Farmer Brown, the pond is looking The pond is quite boring. We'd like a diving board. Sincerely, the ducks. Click, clack, quack! Click, clack, quack! Clickety, clack, quack! So, did the typewriter get to Farmer Brown? Looks like the ducks may have taken it. I think they got a diving board. So this is kind of how, we work really hard so we deserve some rewards, and that's what Labor Day is about. So our next thing that we're going to do is our craft. Let's get started with our doctor first. So our doctor is going to have a coat. You're like, how is this going to be a coat? Well, I'll show you. We're going to fold this. So you're going to fold it as close as you can to the point right there. Then you're going to bring this side and you're going to fold this side. Woo! And so it's going to be kind of like a triangle. So now you're going to take one of your triangles and you're going to take two of the blue legs. You're going to put some glue on them and you're going to attach your legs. Now these might be a little long. I just wanted to include enough space that, you could have legs however long you wanted. Alright, so now I have two legs. I'm going to take my glue stick and I'm going to go over the back of this, because now we're going to put our body into our triangle. Woo! My glue stick's getting a little short there. Alright, and now we're going to slide this in to where our coat was. Just try to line up the edges with the coat. Fold it back over, and we have a little torso for a doctor body. Amongst all of your pieces, you should have two of these long rectangle red pieces. Now it looks a little bit different from the mouth. The mouth is curved. So we're looking for rectangles. And on the coat, we are going to put a, it's like a plus symbol, but it's a red cross, and usually that means something medical, some sort of medical help. So you could just put that right on her coat pocket, right there. And if yours is a little bit too big, that's okay. Mine is too. So I am actually going to pause and go get some scissors, and I'm just going to cut the edge off a little bit. So here you can tell mine's just a tad bit too big, so I'm just trimming off the edge. Now I'm going to trim this one a little bit too, since that one's a little bit too big, because you want it to look like a plus sign. There we go. And it's not perfect, but it looks like it's a doctor's plus sign. Or Red Cross, sorry. I've been calling it a plus sign. Alright. So we've got a torso, we've got legs. What else are we going to need? Well, a doctor needs their head, I believe. Because, that's important. So, what we're going to do is we have one of these pink circles, and we are going to get her hair out. So her hair is two brown large circles and two brown small circles. So go ahead and grab those, and we will get started on the hair. So you're going to take your large circles and your small circles and fold them in half. There's one. There's two. There's three. And there's four. You're gonna place your large circles on your pink circle. So you're gonna take a little bit of glue towards the bottom of this fold. Now you don't want it all the way up here because you're gonna want it to hang over. So just where the fold is. You're gonna place it on your pink circle. Press it down really good, make sure it's sticking. And we have our first piece of hair. We're going to take our next big circle. Go ahead and glue that as well. And it's going to go right next to this other big circle. You're going to press that down. Make sure it sticks. And here you go. Now we're going to take our other two smaller circles and we still want the hangover part right here, and we're going to press that next to this big circle so you see it's kind of coming down, and we're going to take this one and it's going to go next to the other large circle. So here's our face. But you're saying, that's missing some stuff. You're right. It is missing some stuff. So we need a mouth for sure. Let's get our doctor a mouth. So now she's smiling, but she needs some eyes. So I'm taking a crayon and I'm giving her some nice eyes. And if you want to, you can give her some eyelashes, or you could give her some eyebrows, or whatever you want. I gave her some eyelashes. So the next part that comes on, we need to go ahead and put her on here, just like this, because she's got to have her body. Otherwise, we have two separate parts. So we're going to take it and we're going to press it down. Alrighty. So now she's on a body. Oh, this little part didn't get good and glued. Let me glue that part too. There we go. So now this is what our nurse looks like, but she's still missing something. What might she be missing? And if you're going to say arms, you're correct. So I don't want her arms to be too long, but I did include two pieces of this in case you wanted longer arms. She also needs a hand. So I'm going to go ahead and put this glue right here. I'm just kind of doing it at the end. I'm going to place her hand here. So now she's going to have a hand. Put some glue at the end of this. There's one hand. Let's get another hand on here. Now I do want you all to look at something. Because her thumb is going this way, I need this thumb to go this way. I actually put it on backwards, didn't I? There we go. Make sure you have a right hand and a left hand. I almost didn't. Alright, let's put this hand on here. So, right there. Press it down really good. Make sure your glue is attached. And look! We have a nice nurse. No, sorry, a doctor. She's a doctor. And if your head's still kind of coming off, you can always reattach and re-glue. So, woo! All right. So that was our doctor. The next thing that we're going to do is make a police officer. So again, we're going to start with our torso. This time we just have the blue triangle. But we are going to put on some legs. So you're going to take your blue piece of paper, your blue rectangle rather, and cut it just about in half. Now this is an approximation, so if it's not perfect, that's okay. And we're going to put the legs on. And there we go. Now our police officer has legs. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add a belt. So I am measuring out my belt, and I want it to go right above my legs. So that would be about right here. And about right here. I'm going to kind of angle this so it matches our little triangle. And I'm going to put my glue all the way across. And remember, if you don't get it on the edges the first time and it starts to curl up, you could just add some more glue to it. So it's fine. Get it back to where it was, just about. Oh, see, I got a little blue showing over there. Let me get this over here. There we go. So about like right there. Like I said, this edge is coming up, so I'm going to go ahead and run it across with my glue again and get it back down. What goes on top of a policeman's belt? A buckle, right? So let's get our buckle done. Get that nice and glued, and then you can place it right in the middle, right there. So there is our torso so far. We have one more thing that we need to add to our torso though. What does a policeman always have on his uniform? A badge. They may not all look like this, but they always have a badge because it shows their official policeness. So let's put our badge right there. I'm going to put it down just a hair because I want to make sure my face is able to stay on. So we've got a badge. The next thing we need to do is get our face done, because the face is very important. Now, a policeman usually wears some form of hat. Usually. Not always. So we're going to get our hat on. And it looks a little incomplete right now, and that's okay. We're going to keep doing some stuff, and it'll look a little bit more like a hat. So right now it's missing something. Well, that's because usually it has a bill. So we're going to put the bill on the hat. And you can put it just slightly over top. It'll make it look like it's attached to the hat. There we go. Alrighty. There's our hat with its bill. You know what he's missing? Most of his face. He needs a mouth. Otherwise, he can't talk to us. Can't smile at us. So here's a mouth. And we can do some eyes just like we did before. Let's give him some eyes. Now again, you can put some eyelashes, you could put maybe some eyebrows. I'm going to put some eyebrows here, give him a little character. Alrighty. Now we've got to put, this is the reason I included 2 of these on here. It's because we're going to put one right here on his hat. And kind of place it there in the center of his hat. Whoop. Wow, he looks pretty good, I'd say. Now we're going to put him on our torso. There we go. So this is what we have so far. He still can't shake your hand though, so we need to give him some arms and maybe a hand. So let's try some arms. I'm going to go ahead and do this. He gets blue arms because his uniform is still blue. Alrighty. And now let's put this, and we're going to glue it behind like we did before with our doctor. About right there. So now he has number 1 arm. Let's give him another arm. And remember, we want to look at it and make sure that it's going the right way. So, does this match? I think so. Now I can put my glue on. And glue this arm down. Put it underneath. Alright, and press it down really good. Press it down, hold it. Let's see if it's stuck. Oh, I think it did. So here's our police officer. We've got a doctor and a police officer. They look pretty good. Why don't you guys go name these guys and you can hang them up somewhere or play with them or give them to somebody that's important to you. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful week, and I hope to see you either for story time tomorrow or back at Toddler Tales next week. Thanks, guys. Bye.